Hey guys, so I wanted to share this really quick also. This was a part of the dream that I released to you guys early this morning in that prophetic word where the Lord was saying he's opening doors and just be your authentic self. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back and watch it if you feel led to. But that portion of the dream, if it's for you, doesn't mean that this part is for you or vice versa. It could very well be this is the second part of the dream that's for a different group of people. But I wasn't going to include this part of the dream at all because I didn't feel led to, but now I feel led to. So God's plans are not our plans. So this is a separate word, but this was also a portion in the dream that I released earlier. And I'll link that dream below if you don't know what I'm talking about. But after I walked through that door in the dream and I gave you guys the interpretation that God gave me, and he was just saying, you're walking through doors, be your authentic self. He's already made room for you. He's already favored you. You don't have to feel like you need to be dolled up or be something that you're not. God cannot bless who you pretend to be. Just be you, because the favor that he's bestowed upon you, that's already in that room, whatever door you're walking through, whatever union or connection this is for you, that favor that has went before you is expecting the authentic you to show up. Okay. So before that dream ended, my sister in Christ, Toya, who's also a prophetic voice here on YouTube, her channel is aligned with Christ. Many of you probably follow her as well. But she was in that dream. And at the end of the dream, she came up to me and she was telling me, God told me to call him, so I just called him. Right. And she was telling me God told her to reach out to the person who, he's aware that he's her person, right? She knows who he is. He knows who he is, right? But there's still a work that God is doing within him, right? But the man that God has for her, he is aware of who he is, right? And in the dream, she was pretty much telling me, I knew she was talking about him. And she said, God told me to call him, so I just called him, right? And when she said that, I knew she was talking about the person God has for her, and that she had reached out to him because God had given her the go to do so, right? So in the dream, I'm standing there and I began thinking to myself in the dream, okay, so maybe I'm supposed to reach out to my person. And quickly I thought to myself, I said, no, God ain't tell me that. Girl, I was like, I said to myself, God did not tell you that. Don't take her confirmation as your confirmation and be over here reaching out. Nope, God did not tell you that. I literally thought that to myself. And that was the end of the dream. So I don't know who this is for, what portion of this dream. Anyway, I can't even get my words out. I don't know who this portion is for, but if the Lord has not told you to reach out to another person, and this doesn't have to be a romantic union. This could be a best friend that he's sending your way, that he's sending back your way. This could be a person that's going to partner with you in ministry. This can go so many different ways. Or it could be a person that God has already told you, this is the person that I have for you. Just let me finish doing whatever I'm doing, but this is the person, right? Whoever this person is for you, but it does not just have to be romantic relationships. It could be any form of union that God is bringing you in. Okay. It could be brand new, or it could be a restoration of some sort. But what the Lord is saying by this part is, do not take somebody else's confirmation as your own confirmation and just be out here reaching out to people talking about you felt led to do so, knowing that God did not tell you that. You just took another person's confirmation and what God had told them, and you went and reached out to that person yourself. Do not do that. Okay. If God is not telling you to reach out to a person or to connect with them or whatever the case may be, do not put your hands in that situation. Do not touch that situation without God leading you to do so. Okay. In the dream, the Lord had told my sister in Christ, Toya, to reach out to this person. He wasn't talking to me, but it's so easy, especially for you guys that tend to watch a lot of prophetic voices, or if a word pops up on your YouTube, you're like, this must be God because it popped up. No, it's YouTube's algorithm. Okay. They know what you watch all day. So if you watch one word, they're going to recommend another word for you. Okay. Not saying that God can't work in that manner, because God will definitely send a word your way and you know that it's for him, okay? But a lot of you guys are so quick to take a confirmation from something that pops up and you're like, this must be God. No, that's YouTube's algorithm, okay? If God did not tell you personally to reach out to a person, okay, regardless of what type of relationship this involves, okay, if God hasn't told you to make communication to contact that person, do not put your hands in that situation. God's timing is perfect. There's a time for everything, okay? So you may know that you're in a set season of divine union of some sort. And like I said, this can be romantic. This could be ministry-wise. This could be a partnership. This could be a career, whatever the case may be. If God has not led you to contact that person and you know that this is a union that God is bringing together, do not go ahead of him and reach out to someone and put your hands in that bucket when God does not need your help. God knows how to bring things together in his perfect timing. And not all the time is he going to tell you to reach out or say something. For some of you guys, it's surprise visitations. It's surprise visitations, surprise phone calls, surprise emails, surprise DMs. And you're like, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting this. Keep your eyes focused on God. Because for so many of you, whatever this communication is, it's going to pop up when you're just focused on what's in front of you. You're not even thinking about this situation. And if you went through that molding and pruning and stripping process, you know to focus on the prize. You're not over here checking the clock like, okay, when are they going to reach out? You have too much to do. Use what's in your hands. You busy using what's in your hands. You ain't got time to think about if you should be contacting or reaching out or doing this or making this connection. God knows how to do it. When it was Esther's time to go into that palace and start them beauty treatments, Esther didn't have to sign up for that competition. She was chosen to be a part of it. Her and every other woman that came into that palace that started those beauty treatments, they were chosen. Nobody had to sign up. When it was time for the king to find him a new wife, he sent for those people. He sent for those women, right? He sent for them. They didn't have to sign up to get into the palace. He sent for them. Okay. But then there's times like Ruth where she had to be at his feet, right? She was given instructions by her wise counsel, Naomi, to go lay at his feet. Okay. So there's a time and a place for everything, and everybody's instructions are not the same. Ruth's instructions were different than Esther's instructions. They were totally different. The only way for you to know what you're supposed to do is have a real relationship with God. It's not checking for a prophetic voice and waiting for a confirmation from me or nobody else. You should have a direct line where you could call God on the main line and you hear from him yourself. You don't need my voice, nobody else's voice. You should have an authentic relationship with God to where when he says something, you know what he said. In that dream, I said, well, maybe I should reach out. And I quickly said to myself, girl, God ain't tell you to reach out to nobody. That's Toya's thing, okay? He told her, he ain't tell you to reach out to nobody. I knew better. I knew God didn't tell me that. As a matter of fact, I knew in the dream that whatever God was doing with my story, all I had to do was sit and wait. And when it was time, it was going to be at my door. I knew all I had to do was sit and wait, because that is what God has told me. You don't have to put your hands in anything. All you need to do is be in the right place at the right time, and that's right where you are. I know what God told me. So in the dream, I quickly, before I could talk myself into doing something silly, I said, girl, God ain't tell you that. I had to talk to myself. God did not tell you that. He told her what to do. So she called the man. He did not tell you that, Christina, Nina. Have several seats. And some of y'all need to tell yourself, he didn't tell me that. So let me have several seats. You ain't got to be antsy for nothing. Just chill. You should be so busy using what's in your hands, you are not checking for nobody else. Because I know I'm not. You're not checking. You might get a little excited and be like, okay, I feel something. Let me see. Oh, no, they ain't reach out yet. It's cool. And you go back to doing what you've been doing. Some of you, God will have you make a move, whether you're a man or a woman. He's going to tell a lot of women, hey, it's the time, reach out. Just like he would tell a man, reach out, go over there, go knock on that door, go ahead and call the number, release what I've placed on your heart to say. But then as some of you guys, you're just going to be called, just like Esther. She was just called to the palace. She didn't sign up. She didn't ask for Xerxes. She was called with a bunch of other women to come on in. But Ruth, her instructions were different. She had to go lay at his feet. She had specific instructions from Naomi on what to do, how to prepare herself, what to do, how to approach him, wait until he's done eating and he's full. Like, she had specific instructions on what to do. But so did Esther. They just came in different forms. They just came in different forms. So wait on God to tell you what move to make. Don't be over here saying, oh, God told you that, so maybe that's my confirmation that he's telling me too. Nah, if God ain't speak that to you, have several seats. Have several seats. You need to be able to discern. Have several seats and just wait on God because his timing is perfect. That's it. That's all. Have a great day, y'all.